looks for the end zone. Touchdown!
And the left jab.
Makes the shot. Goal!
Access 7 Sports. For all of your local sports, tune to Access 7.
Obviously a busy day for you to make 3 deals. Can you kind of sum that up in terms of what you feel like you accomplished with those 3 things?
Well, it's like we've set out to do from the start. I mean, draft picks, so we got a 3rd round pick in the deal, and 2 17-year-old players. They're both playing in the league, and Blake and Tyson. So we feel that's just part of what we had to do, and it's a little bit harder to get younger players, even for some strange reason, some teams, 17-year-olds in deals. So we think that we know it's the direction we want to go, and of course it's up to us as an organization, the players, to improve them over the next 3 to 4 years.
Can you tell us about the guys that are coming this way?
Not a whole lot, really. I mean, I could rattle off a scouting report or something, but that wouldn't really do any good. Blake Allen's a kid from, obviously, the area, the province, a tall, lanky kid. Robbie Holmes type build, who can skate, what we've been told, pretty well for a bigger guy. And Tyson Feist is a very competitive player, again, similar size to that. I think he fits right in as a complement to Nikita and Riker in that age group, as far as our defense is for the future.
You're slowly starting to get those draft picks back that you lost, but you've got a long ways to go yet.
Well, we got lots of draft picks back now. I don't think we have a long ways to go. But we got 3/3 this year right now and a first, and so we've the cupboards got depleted, and but our first this year we got, and the first next year, our Swift Currents, those are immensely important for us.
With the moves made today, does this mean that McGinley and Mitchell are going to stay on the roster, or do they go back?
Well, McGinley's not on the roster. He's just up as an AP. So, Kai is going to be. We brought Kai in to stay here for the rest of the year. So there's another week left. So I don't have an answer for what the roster is going to be in a week.
How active do you expect to be over the next week?
I don't know for sure. There could be something else happening. There could be nothing. We've accomplished a lot along the lines that we wanted to. The team responded after Christmas in a good way. We lost an important player in Scotty as part of the business that had to be done. So we're in the same thing. We're rebuilding for a different time, but we also need to play like we did these 4 games and get more results than we got the first half.
Maybe this is more of a question for Dave, but how do you talk to the players about having to plan for the future, sometimes to the sacrifice of this season?
That was talked about at the start of the year, and so I mean they know for the most part, and it was also talked about right after Christmas by both Dave and I, and everybody, it's sort of a quirky saying maybe, but if it didn't matter if we kept score, then we wouldn't have a score clock. So it matters. I don't care what your roster is, it matters that you're competitive and you win some hockey games. And I think they received that message very well after Christmas.
Are you making the calls right now, or are you getting the calls, or is it a combination of both?
It's always a combination of both. Everybody knows that we're in a rebuilding mode, so teams that are wanting players that can be a benefit to them in the playoffs or down the stretch, certainly they're reaching out.
As much as Mahavlich was a good character player, how much did that make sense for you? Because you only have so many 20-year-old spots next year, and to extract that kind of value for a guy that you gave up a 7th rounder for.
Well, it was important. There's no question. And Scotty was what he did in a calendar year for us that really so much of it goes unnoticed, by just about everybody, because last year we had a sort of a star-laden team, and this year we were a team that, in a lot of ways wasn't successful in the standings. So he's a top quality guy. He's going to help Lethbridge give them some identity in their forward group, and he's going to where he's a couple familiar with a real couple of good guys. But it was good value. Doesn't mean you like doing it or want to do it necessarily, but it's just something that just fell in line with what we have to do.